Welcome back. After going through the history of advertising, now let's focus on brand attitude and contribution of integrated marketing communication in the development of brand attitude. And I will be talking of brand portfolios as well. Just to give you an idea, we have talked about it briefly earlier, but just to give you an idea that brand attitude tells what people think about a product. Are they happy? Are they satisfied? Are they content? Would they recommend it to someone? Are they feeling positive about it? Do they have the assurance? For example, an insurance product, assurance is directly related to insurance products. So do they have it? Medical products, hospitals, what kind of perspective they are carrying, and whether the product is actually answering their needs, and how much the product is wanted by the customers. So all these are related elements, but again, these are judged by judging the attitude of customers, and the direct involvement of brand attitude is, wherein it is related to marketing a larger feeling or emotion that consumers can associate with brands. How do you resonate with? So, as I said, insurance, so zindagi ke saath bhi, zindagi ke baad bhi, a very reassuring thought. You talk to people who have purchased Jeevan Anand, a very specific product of LIC, and they will tell you, how do they feel about Zindagi ke saath bhi, Zindagi ke baad bhi, which is the brand positioning of LIC actually. And then you go to the last sessions, which we have talked about in due course of development of, and try to go through those messages which LIC would have brought in for the customers through different kinds of modes, through different kinds of social development, how insurance became popular and why did it become popular, how LIC as an organization played a specific role through their sales force in terms of agents and development officers and so on, and then you would realize what we are talking about actually. Go to Amul, utterly butterly delicious. The tagline actually gets reflected into the attitude of the customers who consume Amul butter specifically and several thousands of products which they make. So just go to the Amul shop. Now you have Amul shops. So go to the Amul shop and you would realize that almost every product around you resonates with some of your feelings which you have gone through. Amul ghee, for example, Amul ice cream, Amul cheese, several products, and that is where attitude perspective gets strengthened on. Knowledge of brand attitude is helpful in planning an advertising campaign, and that is what we are talking of. And because we have referred to consumer behavior earlier, we have talked about brand image, if you recall. Now we are extending that, but in between we have gone through how it would have happened actually. And you see, the relation between attitude and purchase behavior gets stronger as consumer gets more information about brand, obviously, but not so obvious, because we have talked about how you specify that information with respect to your understanding of consumer and his sociological or psychological perspective. And the three elements which strengthen brand attitude is cognitive, that is related to awareness. And remember, we talked about cognitive response and I have mentioned it twice earlier as well. So that also comes in between, but let us not talk about that right now. So cognitive, related to awareness, affective, evaluation, liking, conviction or so. How do you look at it basically? How do you evaluate? Because as soon as you get in touch with the message and subsequently the product, and then we have gone through pre-purchase, post-purchase and post-purchase kind of a sequence as well. And there you would remember in due course of time how a customer reaches to that situation and how that conviction gets developed. or not get developed for that matter, and what role IMC plays there. And then co-native, purchase, trial, action basically. So, that is how it gets strengthened. And let us go through this briefly with an example of Nike. You see, it has been known for the power of building a strong brand. They started first of their campaigns, Just Do It, in 1988, and that campaign is actually still running with so many kinds of customizations or different kinds of approaches. Now it has traversed into interactive media as well, and it has gone into website mode or interacting with customer through mobile mode, and prompting you at different times. For example, you just go to their website, try and surfing on specific models of your choices, and next time if you are enrolled there or registered there, or they know which devices you are using to approach them, they will start prompting you. And then if you make a purchase, then next time onwards they are actually tracking your preferences, and they will be supporting you by prompting you with those kind of inputs. Very, very interactive website, wonderful methodology, and lots of AI and data science is being used there, and probably that also has been supportive of the fact that they are into so many designs and models, because they want to bring so many things for their customers in terms of designs and shapes and other elements in their, especially footwear, and then several of their products. So, it has 48% American athletic market share and a 96% share in the basketball shoe market. That has several reasons to that. Their basketball campaign was very successful, associating renowned players of those times in those days. So, Michael Jordan, yes, Michael Jordan. So, knowledge of brand attitude is very helpful in planning an advertising campaign. And what is their brand strategy? Just do not sell products, sell something more. And everyone is more or less trying that basically. I just told you about LIC, Zindagi ke saath bhi, Zindagi ke baad bhi. What are they selling you? They are selling you something more, not just the insurance policy. They are actually giving you assurance after life as well, something more. They have customized a product and they are bringing it to you basically. So, that is what Nike is also doing. Sport shoes, clothes. How do you know Nike? I think you know Nike just because of Just Do It, not just because of shoes now. Although Nike is predominantly a shoe company, it has always been. But aren't you wearing so many things of Nike? Yes, you are. And when you go to the Nike showroom, you just look at shoes only? No, you look around everywhere for all kinds of products. So, you see, predominantly a shoe company moving towards apparels and so many other products basically, and then bringing customer in the universal kind of an ambit. How have they done this? They have done this through integrated marketing communication, and this is what we are referring to as far as developing brand attitude goes. In one of the commercials, they are selling ambition, find your greatness. Everyone wants to feel great. Everyone wants to feel happy. And coming back to LIC, there was one campaign of LIC wherein they show a lady marrying off her daughter and telling you that her late spouse managed everything during his life through his insurance policy. A sad storyboard, but an optimistic one, very optimistic one, because everyone wants assurance. So, you see, we are going parallelly through two narratives and two stories to just to go through a perspective. Nike is a very large global brand, LIC is a very, very large Indian brand, one of the most trusted brands in India, as they say. And trust is the most important element of brand attitude towards LIC in India. Remember, this trust actually is the resultant when a positive brand attitude comes in, and trust helps in generating that as well. It's a bimodal relationship, but largely it keeps on going once the attitude is formed. Then one of their ads, they are selling motivation. There is no finishing line. That was a beautiful campaign. Just watch it and you would realize that they say that you keep on going. Why to stop somewhere basically? And it's wonderful, wonderful kind of a positioning basically. You are wearing that shoe, you fly. And I remember Adidas campaign, break free. That was also a very wonderful kind of break free. Beautiful campaign. Just watch it on YouTube and you would realize what I am talking of. You see how a shoe associates with the feeling of you breaking free. Now that is exciting, that is wonderful. And then Nike sells confidence, ad targeting women, ladies first, men second. And there are several kinds of, you see, this has been a general attitude of men ahead of women. That is an obsolete attitude, attitudinal perspective, but let us not forget that integrated marketing communication actually played a very intense role in changing that attitude. Today, in today's world, we are acknowledging the role of women. IMC has played a role, and thanks to such kind of campaigns which have come up. Why should boys have all the fun was a very successful campaign of Hero. That was a very successful campaign. Why should men have all the fun, or boys have all the fun, kind of. So you see, earlier that was related to boys having the fun, going through motorcycle, going with motorcycles and scooters everywhere, and and then today, and just peep outside your window while watching this video. Stop it for a while. If you are somewhere near the road, there are equal number of girls on two-wheelers, or probably more girls and women as compared to males and boys nowadays. So definitely market has been created, market has been generated. Activa kind of vehicles have played a very specific role in bringing in females at par with males in terms of product usage parity, and they have marketed well, and IMC has played a very specific role basically, and males are also equally preferring that. Has IMC done something to democratize these kind of products basically? Yes, I think so. Nike is selling sports and their culture also. Ad featuring Michael Jordan, that was very successful. If I am not wrong, young kids of 14, 15, 16, 17 kind of ages, all of them used to have the posters of Michael Jordan in their rooms at one part of time, even if they are not playing basketball. He became a sports icon. You see, Sachin in our country and Michael Jordan internationally. Usain Bolt definitely is known around the world, but Sachin Tendulkar is an icon, definitely. So you see, now I would move towards brand portfolio. It is a collection of smaller brands that fall under a larger overarching brand umbrella set by a firm, company, or a conglomerate. Tatas, Birlas, this country has been taking these two names since long, Tatas and Birlas, and today we have Mahindras and Reliance and so on. So Godrej, iconic brands, huge brands, having so many products. Sometimes it's a common mistake in market wherein you don't know the name of a particular kind of a product, or the specific company name is not written on that product. So people tend to associate those products with these iconic brands somehow. They presume that somehow this would also be belonging to these kind of brands. And portfolio also includes everything a company markets now, as well as future plans for acquisitions, product lines, or brand extension basically. How they would be moving ahead with expanding or bringing things in their umbrella. Sometimes it is directly associated to a particular kind of a brand name, a company brand name, as I have told you, and sometimes, for example, levers, they have several brands under their umbrella. So integrated marketing communication has a very specific role to play in terms of serving that umbrella, strengthening the portfolio, because if you remember, company's name and you trust on one of their products and brands, and your attitude is positive towards that brand particularly, that would traverse into other products as well. And that is why I named Tatas and Birlas and Reliance and Godrej and so on. So, for example, Coca-Cola brand portfolio encompasses brands like Sprite, Fanta and several others. I remember someone was saying that Coca-Cola is associated with 3,500 of such brands. Might be wrong, but 500, 600 I believe it is there. Check it on. I would not give you any confirmed data here right now, but I may mention it in some of my future videos. I will definitely cross check that. But hundreds of brands are definitely there, and that is where portfolio comes in. So, and Statista would fetch it for you. So, firms generally create, expand and maintain brand portfolio to gain footholds in multiple markets and appeal to a wider variety of prospects. Sometimes because you are going to a different region, so you definitely develop that regional brand specifically for that market. You collaborate with some regional brand and put up your brand name there and so on. You see, Coca-Cola and Pepsi came to India and Limca was taken by one and Thumbs Up was taken by one, and then somehow the market got bifurcated somehow, and then those brands came under these brands. Mountain Dew was taken by Pepsi long back. It was produced somewhere in the southern parts of America for a specific kind of a customer, and Pepsi took it up. It's a very well known case study and you can fetch it up, and then Pepsi took it along, and today Mountain Dew definitely enjoys a very specific individual space as well, and it has contributed in Pepsi's portfolio. So, here you understand what we are talking in terms of portfolio, definitely you do, yes. Now, look at this, this is what we were talking about. Tata Group, Tata Consultancy Services, Tata LXI, Tata Steels, and I may waste your time in taking all the names, but look at this, For example, tourism and travel, Indian Hotels, Vistara Air Asia, and Taj is famous brand Tata holds. You have so many Taj around the world now, a wonderful hotel chain. And then you have, and then most of these are very well known. Voltas definitely in air conditioning space is occupying one of the topmost positions nowadays. And in window ACs, I'm sure that they are having a very large market share. So, they are doing exceptionally well there. Titan is known for slim watches, for Raga, and Mr. Amir Khan there, kind of as a brand ambassador of Titan has shown you so many models here and there. So Titan is, it's a beautiful journey which they have gone all through as far as and on the different side, one of my favorites, Range Rover, Jaguar. And recently you saw a model somewhere. Where did you see that? Bond movie? Yes. Defender was shown there. One of the most important launches of Range Rover's, side. One of the most iconic SUVs world has seen since long time. A beautiful vehicle, just go to the website and you would realize that. So and I am really happy to see that vehicle on roads now. Yesterday also I saw one. So, now brand value of Tata Group from 2016 to 2021, and now this is very important for us because now we have gone from history to brand attitude and portfolio. So, look at the value. We have seen that earlier as well, last time when we were talking about the history part, but here just the Tata Group. because we have been focusing on the structure. So just go through this, and it is $21.28 billion as far as thing goes. And I have been told in 1998 it was $985 million somewhere, less than a billion. You may check it, but it was not so high. Within 21 years, it is 20 times plus. Definitely their business acumen has worked. They have done so well. They have been exceptional as far as their approach goes, and it's a long history. We can talk about it for hours and hours, and you can find so many videos there. There's a beautiful video on web, Keepers of the Flame, you can watch it. And that video tells how, history of Tata's, it tells you how they successfully rose to heights basically. But here we should give some credit to integrated marketing communication as far as developing this. And then there are several examples. Hindustan Unilever has several brands owned by the company under its portfolio. You see, very popular brands like Peers, some of those definitely would be there somewhere near you right now. Lux, we have talked about it, how Leela Chitnis was the first person to be casted as a model there. Then Dove, I have already mentioned, and Lifebuoy hai jahan tandurusti hai wahan. Beautiful kind of a campaign. Lifebuoy enjoyed for a very long time. Come alive, Liril. So that is how Liril campaign. And then if I am not wrong, Ali Padamsi was related to this campaign. You may check it again. Vaseline, Close Up, Lakme, Brew, Taj Mahal, Wah Taj, and Wah Ustad Wah, one of the most famous campaign. So, and Kisan, Brook Bond. You see, all the names are exceptionally well known as far as if you will go, Clinic Plus and so on. And then Nestle. Whichever way you look at, you will find so many beautiful, wonderful campaigns from Nestle, and so are the products, very successful products. And it's a huge portfolio. Amul I have already mentioned. I have been specifically talking about that. Godrej has come a long way along the history of this country. It has always been the part of our lives, and I would have mentioned it earlier. Godrej was one of the initial most organizations to advertise in Indian print media long back, and they were very aggressive. Bombay Dyeing was one of the initial most, then Godrej was the initial most, and so many other. And Godrej has a huge portfolio, wherein there are different organizational differences as far as the organizational structure goes. I would not go into this. So there are different companies as far as Godrej goes, but one is related to furniture. For example, we know Godrej furnitures. One is related to refrigerators, one is related to other products, and then there are several known products of Godrej. So brand name is one. Bajaj, Hamara Bajaj. You see, Hamara Bajaj was so rhythmic and so rhyming kind of thing, Hamara Bajaj. Every household in India had one Bajaj parked beautifully near the main door, always, facing the gate actually. And the man of the house used to come and kick the scooter, and here goes Bajaj. That was wonderful. And Bajaj had so many products always in its portfolio. So we are mentioning of portfolio, and these brand names are associated with gaining lots of portfolio, lots of brands under their portfolio side. And you would have realized by now that what role IMC plays in developing brand attitude and how it traverses into the strength of a brand portfolio, and how that strength actually traverses from one product to the other product and so on. How it goes from this place to that place. Now, one short exercise, quickly go through your household or wherever you are sitting and try and find out the common names on different products. Put them on your table, that is brand portfolio. And then you will realize, remember the ads of one of those and try to visualize the effect it would have projected on the purchase of the other one by you. For example, you are going through Amul, purchasing one product which you like most and end up purchasing another one as well. And that exercise will give you a beautiful idea of development of brand attitude and relationship of that with brand portfolio, and IMC is the main course always. I would have taken this name IMC a million times by the end of this course, but I want you to do the same. Once you finish this course, I want you to take this name throughout your life. After all, it's advertising world, ladies and gentlemen, and that is how it works. And we are just trying to learn how it goes. So, more or less, we have reached to a situation where we can say that advertising attitude is defined as consumers' favorable or unfavorable responses to a particular advertisement based on various advertisement factors, and it is the emotional change after viewing the advertisement. And advertising attitude affect brand attitude and influences purchase intentions directly. For example, Saffola changes its earlier fear based ad to अपने तरीके से push तो दिल खुश. Now, you see, bringing in some connotation, Saffola earlier used to frighten people on, this would happen if you would eat or consume other oils or products. But now they started putting up. So, they are converting your attitude towards a positive one, and that is where advertising attitude and brand attitude, they are related. So, this is where we are culminating now. We are reaching to the fag end. So, and I will come back to other elements later on when we will be talking on the modes of advertising in due course of time. But by then, just keep this in mind. Look at lots of taglines and try and assimilate thoughts about that what effect those taglines might have brought on you in terms of your brand preferences and your brand attitude. So, just go with this thought. I will see you next time. Till then, goodbye.